Hey kids, I'm a physician, okay? I didn't graduate with a 3.5 GPA, okay, and I made it. So you can too.
Hi, my name is Yahaira Tejeda,
Hi, I'm Dr. Endy Cadet.
and this is the Coffee Chat series. Has it always been that you wanted to be a physician or have like a profession in the medical industry?
Well, my motivation for going to medicine, I guess I got bit by the pre-med bug when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
When I was a senior in high school, I was taking anatomy and physiology. So this was the first time I was taking a course about the human body. It would be great to take this knowledge that you're learning about the human body and apply that to taking care of people who are sick. And then from that point, I decided to commit myself to become a pre-med student. And here I am.
How was it building community at NYU, and how did you sort of navigate to handle all of those like medical courses?
Yeah, NYU is, because the New York City is the campus, it can be a difficult place to find community. But I was very fortunate because I was a OP student. So that made life kind of easy transitioning from high school to college. In terms of being pre-med, yeah, pre-med was challenging for sure. But I was very focused and determined to accomplish my goal and put myself in a good position to, move on to becoming a physician. And thankfully, I was able to accomplish that. But OP gave a lot of support, when it came to extra help, tutoring, and providing resources to help me to succeed. That definitely helped me to get to the place where I am today.
Talking about community, is there a specific moment that you found like your favorite memory from being an OP? Let's just say like you're building a time capsule. What memory would be in that time capsule?
I'd say my advisor, Joan P. McCoy. She was awesome. She gave me a lot of support, a lot of encouragement. And when I was a pre-med student, she told me, Endy, there are no backups. You want to be a doctor, you want to become a physician, just focus on that. Don't focus on what you'll do if it doesn't work out. There is no backup, just focus on being pre-med and becoming a physician. And that definitely will always stay with me, the times I spent with her.
Just like very supportive, and just like moments where I just felt like unable to like succeed, they always like reassured me different paths or like different solutions to sort of those situations. And so
the support from OP is great.
Yeah, and like also my class, people beyond just my class, or just the community there is just so strong. And sometimes I find myself like in the arc again and again, seeing the new people, the same people, and just having that community enlarge and over time. Was there a moment in time in your undergraduate career that was like a failure, but we're able to turn it into a success?
I mean, again, pre-med was tough. So, I definitely didn't have stellar grades. Hey kids, I'm a physician, okay? I didn't graduate with a 3.5 GPA, okay, and I made it. So you can too. Actually, one course that I had to take over when I was at NYU was Biology 1. So you can be a doctor. If you have to take over a course, it doesn't mean that you won't make it. I didn't fail, but I think I got a C minus. So definitely not good enough.
Yeah.
Of course, and I think when you're a student, it's easy to put so much pressure on yourself to try to be perfect, and to think that you consider yourself to be a failure if you have to retake a course or you don't get the grade that you want to get. But failure happens, and it's an opportunity to learn and to move forward and to be better. So, I'd say, don't be afraid to fail and don't compare yourself to others.
So what is like one piece of advice you would give to students that are just beginning their pre-med journey, or those that are just, on upperclassmen that are just applying to medical school or applying to dental school and just like taking that next step towards their profession?
Obviously work hard, but I'd say, you don't have to be perfect. Again, don't get the grades you want to get, or you finish your academic career and you don't feel like you're competitive, then don't be afraid to make yourself more competitive on paper. If you have to do a post-bac program, do a post-bac program. I did a post-bac program. So, if you leave NYU and, you don't feel like you're a competitive applicant or you're perfect on paper or as good as you want to be, that doesn't mean all is lost. You can still reach your goal and achieve your dreams and become a physician. I did. And so, just keep pushing to improve your application and to ask for help. Some people are afraid of asking for help. Never be afraid to ask for help.
In regards to your courses,
Mhm.
did you take the traditional chemistry, biology, or were you able to take other courses that piqued your interest in undergrad?
Yeah, I minored in chemistry. That was the pre-med curriculum essentially, but I majored in sociology. I didn't want to go through my whole academic career with nothing but sciences, or the vast majority of my course being sciences. And yeah, I mean, I definitely encourage students to do that. But when it comes to pre-med, most pre-med students focus on the sciences and major in the sciences, which is fine too. But if you don't feel like you want to major in the science, that's okay. Branch out and do something that's a non-science and follow the curriculum.
That's amazing. Yeah, I also for one of the curriculum I took the history of jazz.
Okay.
Which is I was into jazz music as a way of focusing on studying.
Yeah.
So I thought it piqued my interest to just learn more about jazz and how jazz developed in the earlier years to now, to the jazz that we know now, and how it's still continuing to develop things. So that's very interesting. And
nice.
Also tap into other hobbies while taking these courses at NYU.
I'm a jazz fan. Are you into jazz?
I'm into jazz music, yeah, but I'm not a hardcore jazz music person.
Okay.
Were you part of any on-campus clubs or had any responsibilities outside of just NYU?
Definitely a few organizations I was a part of. Black Student Science Organization, that was one. I was also in the Academic Achievement Program, Gentlemen of Quality through AAP. And I was also a resident assistant at Lafayette. Shout out Lafayette.
I'm also an RA. I'm an RA at Greenwich.
Okay.
So I get the whole building community aspect and just getting to create programs as well. What was a memorable program that you sort of created for residents, or a memorable moment that you had being an RA?
I think the most memorable thing for me with my experience being an RA was the staff that I worked with, the other students. We had a great time. People supported each other. We got along really well. We had a lot of fun together. And that was an experience that helped me to understand that one of the most important things that makes a great working experience for you is the people who you work with. And also it helped to remind me that it's not about where you are, it's who you're with.
Yeah, I totally can attest to that as well. I love the people that I work with. I love my team.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love creating programs and getting to see those relationships form and seeing people finding their longtime friends in the programs that you created.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite spots on campus?
I'd say one of the more memorable places at NYU would be a place where I spent a significant amount of my time, which would be Bope's Library.
Well, the sun is shining. It's not that cold outside. Do you want to take a walk in there? Okay, let's go. Oh. How did OP prepare you for life beyond graduation?
OP and life after grad, that's a tough one. OP's mission I feel was really focused on helping us while we were students.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the guidance and the advice that I got from advisors, counselors, tutors were really helpful.
Did you go straight into medical school right after graduating?
My journey to become a physician was not a traditional one. It was definitely very rocky, to say the least. And because there were setbacks and there were missteps, for sure. But I never let that dissuade me from moving forward. I just dusted myself off when I fell, got up, and I kept on moving forward. After I graduated from NYU, I actually started working at a nonprofit. And when I would fall, I'd have to just dust myself off and get back up. My journey was one where it was definitely key for me to be resilient, dedicated, disciplined, persevere. Absolutely. Not to go into too many details, but there are a lot of people who would have given up on the goal if they went through the journey that I went through. But I'd say that, just stay focused on what you want. Remember why you decided to start on the path to becoming a physician. Stay dedicated and determined, and ask for help when you feel like you need it.
Amazing, yeah. I always reach out to help. I always reach out to my mentors, to friends, family, and they're always the one that's supporting me to keep going ahead. As you said, dust myself off and continue on. Another question that I had was, do you like being a physician? How do you have like a favorite memory that you had working there currently?
So I work as an addiction medicine physician, and when I was an undergrad, I didn't really know anything about addiction medicine. Addiction medicine is something that I learned about while I was in med school during my psychiatry rotation, and this was like in 2014. And during this time, there was a lot of news reports about the opioid epidemic. And while at the same time, I was doing my psych rotation, and my preceptor was doing addiction medicine, addiction psychiatry, actually. And he told me about addiction medicine, allowed a pathway for those who are in different disciplines, including primary care, to also, further their training and become addiction medicine physicians. So, I did my residency at Downstate in Brooklyn, and family and community medicine. But I maintained my interest in addiction medicine, and I subsequently did my fellowship at Montefiore Medical Center. What I was most interested in was helping people with opioid use disorder. And right now I work at an opioid treatment program, so I feel like that's one of the best places where you can do that. And I really enjoy the work that I do. It's a privilege to serve, and I'm very happy with my career.
Do you believe that being in NYU has opened up a lot of opportunities for you? Did you enjoy your time at NYU?
I definitely enjoyed my time at NYU. It's a funny thing, when I was applying for schools, I got into all of my schools. When it came down to the financial aid packages, NYU actually gave me the most, considering that I got into HIAP. So that's where a lot of the financial support came from. And I'm really glad that I got into HIAP because, coming to NYU was an amazing experience for me. My academic experience would have been very different. A lot of people that I met, relationships that I still have now, that I cherish, and it was just a life-changing experience. So I'm fortunate to have gotten the opportunity to come here. I'm very proud to be an NYU alumni. I mean, graduating from NYU, is a prestigious and impressive institution. People see it on your CV, and it definitely attracts some attention, which is cool. I don't hang my hat on just the fact that I went to NYU, but people recognize it, and they're impressed by it.
If you could describe your NYU experience in just 3 emojis, what would they be?
3 emojis. That's a funny question. 3 emojis.
Yeah.
The laugh emoji where they're also sweating.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
So that one, because NYU was tough. And 3 others. I think the glasses emoji, the emoji with the glasses, because
like the one that looks cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Because when I became an RA, I was definitely feeling myself when I became an RA, and I was like living here during the summertime. And for the 3rd, I'd say the one where the emoji is like smiling and the cheeks look really rosy.
Oh yeah.
Because of HIAP.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love that. I love the 3 emojis that you have. For me, I would say the laughing emoji, just because there's so many moments where it's just like, I had such a great time with OP, NYU community, just being able to have a good time here.
Yeah.
The books emoji, because there's so many times the study sessions.
Sure.
Like you mentioned, your favorite study spot is in Bose.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore LL2 girly. Like I'm down there a lot. It's either that or the ARC, which I call like the OPHQ.
Okay.
Like location.
Yeah.
So it'd be the laughing emoji, books, and then I guess my last one would be, the hugging emoji.
Okay.
The people in the community here are so nice. Like every day I get to meet somebody new and get to talk with them. And just those would be my 3 emojis as well. Yeah.
Great choices.
It's a really great place to be, and I'm happy to be here. I want to ask if you had the opportunity to study abroad or delve into other countries as well.
I wanted to study abroad. I never got the opportunity, unfortunately. But one thing I did get to do as an NYU student, so great question, was participate in the Touch of Harmony program. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's like a cultural exchange program where you get to do community service. So I was actually part of the first group of NYU students who got to participate in Touch of Harmony, and we ended up going to Singapore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that was great. Went to Singapore for about a month. We worked with a Muslim NGO called Jamia. And, we worked with their different entities and the community service, and it was an amazing experience. So that was my one kind of like study abroad, more so just NYU abroad type of experience, and it was amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never been as far as going into Singapore. I've only been into European countries, but that's an amazing experience. What is one lesson that you take away from that experience?
Just being willing to, being open-minded, learning about different cultures, and making the time to help out those who are in need of support.
So, doctor, what advice would you give to incoming OP students, and also what advice would you give to current OP students?
Okay, to incoming students, I'd say, be open-minded. Come in and be willing to learn and learn about yourself, learn about other cultures, other people. Be balanced, enjoy yourself, but also be ready to come in and work hard. Oh, also, I'd say, don't compare yourself to anybody. That's something that I feel like, especially with the social media culture, people compare themselves to other people so much. So I'd say don't compare yourself to anybody. And for current students, I'd say don't be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of life, and it provides you an opportunity to learn and to move forward and be better.
Well, doctor, thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your day to speak with us. And I love getting to know more about you, your journey at NYU, and being an OP student. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed our conversation. For those of you watching, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow us on OP at the Instagram, and also subscribe to our new YouTube channel.
It's been great spending time with you, Yahaira, asking really great questions. And it was really great just coming back to NYU campus and just reliving, the memories here as an undergraduate student. I'm not on a lot of social media, but I am on LinkedIn. So you can find Endy Cadet on LinkedIn, and you can connect with me there.
Hey, good job, y'all.
Y'all can connect with me on LinkedIn too. You can add mine. It's student development. Student development. I'll get there.
Okay,
I'm not as advanced as Endy, but it's getting there. I feel like a real YouTuber doing this now. This feels like some 2017 YouTuber thing going on.